Hi, welcome back to Em.Powercoaching. I am your host, Emma. So today I really want to talk about home workouts and working out in isolation. What a great thing it is. Note the sarcasm. Yeah, just like you, I would much rather be in the gym every single day, but you know what? We have to make do what we can do, don't we? Right? So yeah, if you hear some kind of like snuffling and scratching around, there is currently a rabbit running around, our little Mufasa. You might have seen him on my Instagram page, Em.Powercoaching UK. He pops up now and then when he's being naughty or when he's just being dead cute, and I just want to share it with the world. But yeah, he is currently running around, so fingers crossed he's not going to jump into this little cave that I've once again made with the sofa, my little sound studio. But if he does, then well, we'll deal with that when that happens, right? So yeah, we won't go too much into that, but if you do want to give him a follow and follow some cuteness, he does actually have his own Instagram page, because I did that. I am that pet owner. Do you know, I never thought I would be, but it turns out that I am. So yeah, you can go and follow him on Instagram if you want and see more about him. And he is Mufasa the Lion Head. Yeah, you'll totally understand why he's called Mufasa when you see him, by the way. Anyway, let's crack into today's show. So as mentioned, I want to talk about home workouts and creating a routine, because that's kind of one of the biggest things that really is the most important at the minute. If you are currently stuck at home like myself. So if you're tuning into this show like a few months or however long beyond the point of which I actually uploaded it, we are currently going through a worldwide pandemic. I don't need to say the C word. I'm pretty sure you all know what I mean. So we'll just leave it there. But yes, so that is why I am doing quite a few of these shows with regards to being at home and not having access to a gym right now. So I think one of the most important things at the minute is that you really do need to focus on your mental and your physical health. I mean, oh my God, that is what I preach. That's what I'm all about, okay? But if there's ever a time, that is now. So whether you're quarantined or you're on self-isolation or you're just spending more time at home because you're working, you really do need to focus on both your mental and your physical health, because these are so vital to keeping your sanity and focusing just on your general wellness. I've lost my sanity quite a few times, to be honest, and every now and then I have to pull myself back. I'm sure I'm not alone in that. It's a bit of a cray world when you're stuck within four walls all day. I'm sure some of you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. You do definitely need to take it easy and just give yourself a break, though. I mean, during this time, it's really important that you just try not to stress about being perfect and doing everything right. I mean, I would definitely call myself a perfectionist. Like I am one of these people. I do stress out if I don't think something's perfect, or I won't follow through if I don't think that I'm doing it completely right. But you know what? Right now, no one can win. Okay, no one can win at being home and being productive. You just got to do what you can friggin' well do. There's no right, there's no wrong, there's no comparison here. You've just got to crack on and do whatever it is you can do to get through this shit time. So whether you're spending more time at home because of the illness, or you're isolating, or just whatever, just putting too many expectations on yourself is just going to make you stress and you panic worse. So this can really affect your mental health. So just give yourself a break. Remember that you're trying your best. Set small goals that can be achieved easily, but just be open to be flexible for things to change, because shit son, things are going to change. Okay, we've got to learn to adapt and to be content with that. Okay. So it's really good to know what are your biggest needs right now, so to kind of have that insight to really understand what it is that you need right now. So just at some point, like now, or after you've listened to this podcast, just take a few minutes just to consider what you really need the most. What do you need for your mental health, and what do you need for your physical health as well? Because when you understand these, then it kind of gets a little bit easier to be able to plan your days, plan your routines, and having a journal for this is a really good way. I recently uploaded to my stories about this awesome little planner that I just got the other day from Wilkinson's. And that's a shop in the UK, by the way, for my US listeners. I don't know if you have a Wilco's over there. I don't know, but if you don't, you're missing out. It's cool, especially the pick and mix, which I probably shouldn't be shouting about on this podcast, but it's a good pick and mix. Anyway, so I got this little planner, and I did put it on my stories, but it's probably well gone into the Instagram story hole by now. I might put it on my feed, maybe. So maybe just go check out my Instagram page, Em.Powercoaching UK, because it might be on there somewhere. But anyway, any form of a diary will do, okay? I like having a diary just because I am definitely a pen and paper type of gal. Digital, yes, I'm a fan of it, but I'm also very much an out of sight, out of mind person. I have to admit that. I really am, like, just in all walks of life. That's who I am. So having a piece of paper and a pen in a little book so that I can see it right in front of me, right there, it's life-saving. So yeah, a planner, a diary, that is definitely what I need. So yeah, getting yourself one of these is kind of like the first step, really, when it comes to understanding your needs and being able to note that down. And you can do this to write down anything that you think that you would like to really improve with your life while at home. I mean, right now, there's probably quite a few things that you would want to write down. But I don't know, just maybe some things that you would like to make easier in your life. I mean, if you do find that you've got a little bit of extra time on your hands at the minute, so if you're in a situation like me and you're on furlough, then, use this time to really kind of like get your head around that kind of stuff. So yeah, this could also mean writing down a schedule or a routine. So it doesn't necessarily have to be writing down the things that you want to improve. I think it's also a really great idea to create a routine. Honestly, it's been a blessing for me. I only just started this recently, so I would wake up in the morning whilst I'm on furlough, and I wouldn't really know what I was doing with my day. Like, my partner would be getting ready for work and getting in the shower and have his breakfast. He'd come and kiss me and say goodbye, and he'd be like, "Oh, what are you up to today?" And I'm like, meh, I don't freaking know. I don't know what's going to happen today. I have nothing to fucking do other than create dens in the living room and talk sometimes absolute shite. But you know what? That's all I've got to do right now. This is keeping me sane. So yeah, having that routine. So like I said, I only just started recently, getting that diary and that planner, and I would sit down Sunday night. Great time for me personally to sit down and write down, right, what do I want to do next week, and then kind of like divide that up Monday to Sunday into little chunks, so that when I then wake up in the morning and my partner comes and he says, "Okay, I'm off to work, so what are you up to today?" I'm like, well, I am doing bang bang bang, and I've actually got something to say that I'm doing, and it's been life-saving mentally more than anything. So yeah, I really do believe that having a routine, creating a schedule, is really important, and that can include things like scheduling and talking to friends on the phone, getting in your exercise, getting some fresh air, doing some admin work or whatever that you need to do, just anything really, include everything in there, go right down to the T. So how do you create a routine? Well, step one, get yourself the diary. Like I say, for me, I'm a pen and paper person. I need to write it down, and I find it so satisfying when you can actually tick off when you've done something. Oh, so satisfying. Like, I'm not going to say it's above chocolate, but it's friggin' close. Like, it makes you feel so damn good. So there's like your little, positive boost right there, just from ticking off something that you've done that day. We're working with small things right now. It's okay. Step 2 would be to divide your time. So do not try to do everything all at once. I fell victim to this. First lockdown, I was like, right, this is like the first time in years that I've actually had so much time on my hands. Because normally I wake up early, I'm out the door, I'm doing long ass days at work, I come back late, have just enough time to eat my dinner, and then I'm in bed. That was what my life was like pre-lockdown. So for me to suddenly have all of this free time, I was like, oh my God, I'm going to go wild. And I don't know, I tried to do everything. I tried to be the DIY gal. So the first lockdown, it was summer, and I was like, right, I'm going to do it with the garden. And I'm going to make my own sofa. Yeah, right. The girl that never does DIY or anything, I don't think I've ever even used a saw in my life. I don't even know how to use an electric drill, really. So, yeah, I wanted to make a sofa out of a crate. And we won't go into it, okay? You could sit on it, I guess. But, yeah, we'll just leave that one there. I also decided that I wanted to be top chef. Again, cooking, not really my thing. I am definitely a lazy chef. Like, I will just cook whatever's quick, whatever's healthy, even if it's repetitive day in and day out. I would much rather do that than slave over the oven for like 2 hours to enjoy a meal for 10 minutes. That's just who I am. Okay. But I don't know. I just apparently wanted to be the chef. So one of my favorite restaurants, Mowgli Street Food, if you've never been, go. So good, honestly. It's Indian street food, but I mean, I don't actually like Indian food that much, so I'm not really a fan of curries and stuff, but this is different. This is so different. And I can pretty much guarantee that anyone who goes there and tries that food, you're gonna love it. But anyway, I thought that I could maybe try and make up the fact that I wasn't able to go to the restaurant by trying one of their recipes from the recipe book. And again, epic fail, because I was trying to do something that I just had never done before. And you know what? It's a learning experience. I'm learning what I'm really not good at and what I just, need to leave behind. So yeah, I did that. I was DIY, I was chef. What I was good at was spring cleaning. I threw out so much stuff on the first lockdown. I think I'm a bit of a hoarder, which I never thought I would be, but it definitely opened up my eyes to how much crap I hold on to. Clothes that I just haven't worn in years. So I was good at that. And again, friggin' loved it. I might even do like a whole podcast just on clearing out, because it's so good for you mentally as well. And you know what? It can be quite a task, It can be quite aerobic when you're doing it all day, depending on how much you've got. So, yeah, definitely don't try to overdo everything. Divide up your time and decide what's important and what's not necessarily important as well. So for me, as I say, I learned from the first lockdown not to try and do everything all at once. So I now have maybe 3 or 4 things that I pop in to each day. If I go over that, boom, awesome, winning. If I don't even hit the 3, okay, that's fine, whatever. But I've got it in there. I've got the structure. I've got the routine. I've got something to look forward to and to work towards. That's the most important thing. You've also got to be realistic with what it is that you want to do. So again, creating a routine where it's similar to the routine that you had previously to lockdown. So if you were getting up at 6 a.m. and you were going to bed at 10 p.m, then try and fit the routine around those times. Be realistic, stick with the same times. or maybe that's a bit of a stretch. Like maybe you're like a proper 9 to 5 person. If you are, then, stick with those times. Don't try and do all of those new things. It's all about taking one step at a time, and be realistic with your routine. And again, trying not to overdo it and do too much or fit too much into one go, because then you'll just end up getting to the end of the day, not completing everything, and then that'll just make you feel like shit. So really important that you also keep your body moving. I've definitely slowed down since being home. So, I'm preaching to you guys to keep moving, but I've been there as well myself, where I'll do the exercise for an hour and then the rest of the day I will be slumped on the sofa. Okay. I mean, if I'm going to be straight up with you right now and honest, like full blown honest, first lockdown, the amount of time that I spent on the sofa, I got piles. Okay. I've never had that before. It was traumatic. But yeah, that's how bad it was. Like, that's how my body is just not used to sitting around so much. It went into its own little lockdown. Yeah, we won't go any more into that bit, but I just want you to know I've been there. So try and keep your body moving any way that you can. Now, if you're a mum, for example, and you're currently homeschooling, then you're probably already moving around a fair amount, I imagine. The chores are going to be a lot more, so I imagine that they've increased tenfold. You'll be running around, tidying all the time, schooling the children. So I imagine that you may be more active than you were pre-lockdown. Who knows? And I imagine that, it's hard finding time to do things like exercising or going for a walk and stuff. Or you could be vice versa. You could be completely furloughed like myself and literally have nothing to do unless you choose to make something happen. And so you've got all the time in the world. So at that point, you might need to schedule in a little bit more activity or break it up through the day. So when you're at home, it's really good to try and find ways that you can actually get the exercise in and how you can actually move your body. And again, being realistic with that. And now you could either exercise inside or outside. At the minute, we are allowed to exercise outside, which is awesome. Although it's frigging cold right now. So we're in January right now and it's icy. So my outside workouts that I was doing in the first lockdown in the summer, it's not really happening now. Pretty much in the living room every day, but that's fine because I'm still moving. I'm still getting it in there. But you can find so many things online as well that you can do, and there's a lot that can be done without equipment. Trust me. You can just do stretching, you can do yoga, you can do Pilates, you can do bodyweight workouts. There's loads of things. And if you can and do want to go outside, you can go for a walk. If you've got dogs, go and walk the dogs. Maybe take them on a slightly longer walk than usual. If you're into gardening, go and do that, or home improvement. Take the family with you as well. If you've got the kids at home, take them for a family stroll. It's good for them as well, and it's a little bit of bonding time, and it's something that you can all do together, so you don't have to worry about trying to find a way to get out and do that. So ways that you can exercise at home. Well, the first thing would be, if you can, invest in some small equipment. Now that doesn't have to be, I'm saying small equipment, so I'm not talking about massive barbells and big plates and stuff. It totally depends what your goals are. If that's your jam and that's what you really miss and you've got the money to do that and the space, then that's great. But if you don't, then just some small equipment will do. So dumbbells, or a kettlebell, resistant bands, all that kind of thing, absolutely great. Don't take up loads of space, and you can just pop them away easily when you're finished with them. If you do have resistant bands, I uploaded some workouts on my Instagram page, Em.Powercoaching UK, of how to just use a dining chair and a resistance band. There is a upper body workout and there is a lower body workout on there, so you literally get like a whole body workout if you want. all with some videos as well. So yeah, if you've got a resistant band, go and check that out, Em.Powercoaching UK. But again, if you just got a kettlebell, so much can be done with a kettlebell. In fact, I've got one. I might even do a video on that as well, and some dumbbells. Next step, plan it into your schedule. So as we were talking about earlier about creating a routine, make sure that you put the exercise in there. So when you were going to the gym before, let's say that you used to go to classes, right? Or you had a specific time that you went to the gym, let's say after work or before work. Stick to that time. So if you were going at 7 a.m. to do an hour workout in the morning before work, get up and make sure that you're doing that workout at 7 a.m. Plan it into your schedule at home. Do your home workout. Now, it might have to change a little bit. You might, again, have to be open to flexibility. But if you stick to the same time where possible, plan it into your schedule, then this is probably going to make you stick to it a little bit more, and it's going to be more beneficial for you in the long run as well. And if if time isn't of the essence and you do have the flexibility, then plan the workouts into your most motivational time slots. So what I mean by that is, so for example, in the morning, I find myself the most motivated in the morning. So when I wake up, I'm like, right, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. Don't get me wrong. It depends, like, is this pre or post coffee? Because sometimes if it's pre-coffee, I'm not going to be quite as jumpy uppy like that. But I do tend to find that I am a lot more motivated in the morning. So that's when I really like to work out. I'll get up at 6, I'll be doing my exercise at 6:30 or 7, and I'm done for the day, and I freaking love it. Whereas if I leave it to the end of the day and it starts getting dark and it's cold and I'm tired because you don't know what the hell has come your way that day, I'm more likely just to go, nah, I'm going to sack that one off today. I'm just going to chill on the sofa, stick on Netflix, and we're just not going to move for the rest of the night. So I know that I have to do it in the morning, because that's the best time for me. It could be totally different for you. Maybe lunchtime's your best time. Maybe the evening's the best time. Whatever it is, plan the workout into your most motivational time that you have in the day. And you can use the time divider in your planner. So when we were talking about dividing up the time, use this and divide that workout into your times as well. So the next thing is to really find something that keeps you motivated. So we're having that exercise at home. For some people, this is just going to be horrendous. They're going to hate it, right? They're just not going to be open to the idea of having to change it around, especially if you're someone who's really into your heavyweight lifting. You love your barbells, you love your gym machines, all this kind of stuff that you can't really get at home right now. It's going to be a lot harder for you. So it's just finding that thing that keeps you the most motivated at home. So this could be anything, this could be dance. You might find that you love dance and this is what keeps you moving and exercising. There's loads of really great dance classes that you can do. It could be yoga. Maybe this is a time to spend a little bit more focus on your well-being and your mental health. And do you know what? Yoga, don't underestimate yoga, okay? I did a yoga class once, and I thought it was going to be like all chills and nahs. It wasn't. I had the biggest leg burn going. I was not prepared for that class, and when I got home, I passed out. So yeah, there's a lot of different types of yoga out there. I would definitely recommend researching that before you crack into it if you're not a yogi just yet. And then there's things like online workout videos that you can follow along. So for example, my 4-week program Shred, perfect for people who are stuck at home at the minute who need that little bit of extra motivation, because the videos are a progressive plan. So you don't just stick it on, like it's something that you're working towards. You're working towards a progression, and it's different each week as well. So the 30-minute workouts, dead easy, dead quick, no equipment needed. And And each week, like I say, it gets harder. You get another workout added in. So it keeps you going. It keeps you interested and wanting to do more. So yeah, that's my 4-week program, Shred, Strength and Sweat. And you can find that at my website, Em.Powercoaching. Obviously, there will be a link in the show notes for you to click onto as well. But yeah, that's just another way that you can stay motivated with exercise. I guess the other thing really when creating a routine is to fit your nutrition in there as well, because fridge raiders, hello. I probably get most of my workout just opening and closing cupboard doors. Like, can you class that as workout? I don't know, but my arms, I'm feeling it. Yeah, I'm a snackaholic. Everyone knows this. If you follow me, you know that I'm a snackaholic. I post about it all the time. And I'm fine with that. I've gone through the trials and tribulations of poor relationship with food, and I now know where I stand with stuff, and I know that I am a snackaholic, and I'm content with that because I know how to manage it now. But yeah, being at home definitely pushes the boundaries, definitely challenges you a little bit more. So try and get that routine with your food as well. So try and eat the same kind of foods. Don't go into holiday mode and think, oh well, I'm doing things different now, so I'm going to start eating different. If you can stick to what you were eating before, then that's a really good thing. That's if it was working for you before. Obviously, if it wasn't, change it up. Now is the time. Nutrition's really important for your physical health, obviously. And the last thing I want you to do is to be sort of like restricting yourself and trying not to have the treats, because that's actually going to do you, it's going to make you worse off. So I'm not saying restrict yourself or trying to suddenly start a diet while you're in isolation, because it's really just not going to do your mental health any favours at all. But it's really good to have a balance. So try and keep it nutritional. Make sure that what you're eating is serving your body purpose. So being really mindful of the things that you're eating. Is this going to serve me a purpose? Is this going to give me energy? Is this going to give me the nutrition that I might be lacking? That's a really good way to go. But then if you want to have that treat as well, then have a treat. Go for it. But just be mindful of the snacking, because it all adds up. And if you're currently on a goal, fat loss or maintenance, anything like that, then it is very easy to just completely overgo it with a couple of fridge picks, as I like to call them. Every pick adds up. So you could have maybe buy in some things for the house. So if you are a snackaholic and you are a fridge raider, then maybe buying some things that are really good and nutritious to snack on. So things like fruit or a couple of pieces of dark chocolate, or popcorn's a really good one because it's very low in fat and quite filling as well. Just try not to get the ones that are coated in like sugar and honey and stuff, because that's not a good version. So yeah, find snacks that feel like treats but are also quite nutritious as well, and just fill the house with them. And then at least you know that if you do go to have those fridge raiding moments or those snack attacks, at least you're prepared and you've got something a little bit better. And then also vice versa, if you've got quite a lot of junky food in the house, or just less nutritious food that isn't going to serve your body much purpose, things like oven chips and high calorific biscuits and chocolate bars and crisps and things like that, maybe just sort of like pack them away or put them in the bin, or just avoid buying them for the next few weeks, just so that you can ensure that when you have your snack attacks, which again are probably going to be heightened right now if you're at home, you're prepared and you're not going to keep going for those things. Like, they're not going to be an option because they're not going to be there. I hope that makes sense. So yeah, we're coming to the end of the show now, and hopefully you've got a general idea of how to create a routine when you're at home and how to fit exercise in when you're at home as well. So as mentioned, if you do have resistance bands, I've got some great videos over on my Instagram page, Em.Powercoaching UK. Go and give that a follow, have a look at the workouts, gives you some really good creative ideas, and so simple. I'm not going to get you on the floor lifting up chairs for leg presses and things like that. It is literally just a dining room chair and one resistant band. That is it, and you can get a really good workout from it. There's also my 4-week fat loss strength and sweat program called Shred. Again, there will be a link in the notes page, but it's empower-coach.com. You can sign up to that. It's only $47. It's really, really simple but effective workouts. That's the key point there. Simple but effective. And it's a progressive program. So there's a purpose to it. You're not just turning it on and doing a 30-minute workout. You're working towards something. You're working towards the end goal at the end of the 4 weeks. And there's also the option on there to add on nutrition as well, to make it personalized to you and give you a little bit of help and support and really maximize your results on the program. So all of those links are going to be in the show notes. Thank you so much for tuning in. Honestly, your support means so much to me. I've had some really lovely feedback, so thank you. If you get a chance, please rate the show. 5 stars obviously really goes a long way for me and my journey with this. And again, please leave a review, and if you've got any questions, because in the next coming weeks I will be doing listener questions. So if you've got any questions that you want to ask or any topic areas that you would like to request that I cover, then please leave that in the reviews as well. And if there's anyone that you think would benefit from listening to this podcast, of course, please share away. Thank you very much for listening. This is Em.Power Coaching with Emma. Thank you for tuning, and I will see you again next week. Bye.